Hey everybody, Super Vader 400 here, Mr. Super Vader 400 here, Douglas Blair Roberts, the brown skin human, coming back at you with another series of video rants. And this is my various rants. This is another various rants on Pro Blacks, George Floyd, Black Lives Matter, those type of things. Though Black Lives Matter, Me Too, feminist garbage, and multiple other stuff going on, multiple other current and past events. This is a new video intro. This is a new video intro since I've seen them misplace my other ones. I forgot to save and archive it for later. So instead of just going through, I didn't feel like going through my folders to find it. So I decided just to make a brand new intro. Since my dad's wife was here last time and is here this time, I was kind of silent in my previous defund the police rant, and my other Patricia Cullors, Black Lives Matter co-founder, being exposed rant. I was kind of silent. I was kind of speaking softly and silently. You couldn't be as loud, crazy as I want to be, because there are other people in this house right now, and I keep trying to remember to do it at night, but I'm always tired from everything I'm doing during the day. So here's another intro, and a much louder and a much better version. And this will be the intro for all future videos. So with that being said, you want to hear the rest of the with that being said, let's get this party started right now. Let's show these groups and these people just what I'm made of.
Let me show you who I am and what I'm here for. Here for. Hey, trying to reach inside of me, trying to take my energy. Let me show you just what I'm made of. You simple curiosity, trying to take a bite of me. Let me show you just what I'm made of now. Like a million faces, I've recognized them all.
Now, it's time for a rant I've been meaning to do for a long time, man, but I just never got around to doing it. And that is, as you can see by the title, this is my rant on white, Asian, and foreign Hispanics. This is from any foreign country who sympathize for, defend Pro Blacks, defend Pro Blacks, Niggaz, or get involved in their fights, struggles and problems which have nothing to do with you or your race. This is what I'm ranting on. Now, like I've said in plenty of videos, I respect you guys. I'm neutral towards you guys. Neutral towards you guys, but more pro towards you guys than I am of Afro quote unquote Americans, and do consider you better people than Afro-Americans. However, like every race has their special people, their defects, their sucky people. Make no mistake about it. They have their inwards, niggas, in every race, man. In every race.
Every race. And one thing I can't stand is liberals. What's worse than arrogant, fake, phony pro blacks and niggas? They're enablers. People who enable them to walk around acting the way they do, doing what they want, doing what they want, and not checking them, and not quote unquote checking them like the other races do, and like I expect some of you to do. I usually like you guys more. Whenever you see a Afro-American committing crime at one of your places, you're more aggressive than the white guys. Than the white people. You don't call the cops right away. Now you handle it yourself. Like I said, the Asians. There was a situation with the Asian weave store owner. There was two. The first woman, who's now deceased, was causing problems there, and the Asian gave her a powerful pie face. The second one stole jewelry. The second one stole multiple things and tried to hide them under her big jacket. Yet this big roly-poly woman trying to steal. The Asian people first told her to drop what you stole, empty your pockets. The woman said no. The Asian guy gave her a sharp middle kick to the leg. They took her down with the wrestling judo takedown, and the Asian woman helping. They straight up beat her ass, man. They straight up beat her ass. One time there was this Asian Clint Eastwood. There were a couple of N-words and criminals making trouble at his job, making trouble at his gas station job. The guy immediately, he got away with this too. They thought he was gonna do some gun fu or gun rati. Now they thought he was gonna do some karate or kung fu. Now he pulled out his gun and shot each of them, busted cap in each of their asses. He gave them some gun fu, some gun rati. Gun rati. He actually got, unlike people today, he actually got away with it. That's what I want. See, yeah, law and order is good, but no, for once, I hate bullies, but when it comes to these niggas and their crime, in their crime and their arrogance and immorality, you need a bully. You need a bully, and you need a vigilante, man. I want Punisher, Judge Dredd, Mortal Kombat out there. I want judge, jury, executioner on the scene. You have one chance to surrender, man. You don't surrender, death. Those who break the law will pay with their lives, especially if you're not going to go to jail for what you just did, punk. So, what else? What I can't stand. But what I can't stand is the white people in other races who actually sympathize with you and attack people like me who do not support the arrogant, fake, phony pro blacks and niggas' lame and bullshit ideology. Yeah, this is for all you who keep attacking me. For once, this war, the brown versus white, the fake phony brown versus white war, and what goes on in the brown community, that has nothing to do with you. Just like what goes on in the white community. Yeah, you have arrogant pro blacks who always, to excuse their bullshit, they always bring up your crimes. The white people and foreigners, they always bring up your crimes. Yeah, that's in your communities. That has nothing to do with me. I have nothing that doesn't concern me, what goes on in your communities. When it does concern me, I will deal with it. But right now, no. I will deal with niggas, fake, phony pro blacks, which I'm unfortunately surrounded by. Unfortunately, have the fortunate displeasure, dishonor to be quote unquote surrounded by, and the community I unfortunately happen to be quote unquote born in. And I'm sick of you other races, especially whites, not telling the truth about Afro-Americans and letting them walk around saying and doing what they want, saying and doing what they want instead of laying down the law and reminding them who's in charge. For me, we are not created equals. They say all men and women. They say all men and women were created equal. That part is a lie. That part is a lie. The only destiny we share is death. The only destiny we share is quote unquote death. I believe in the superior race and races. Now, Doctor of Common Sense made an interesting point. The DOC, Doctor of Common Sense, he made an interesting point that there can't be a superior race because there's corruption and evil going on in every race. That is true. But I go by what the majority do, and how the majority reacts to it. And most foreigners and witch calls are good people. Some are bad, but most are good people. When it comes to Afro-Americans, most are bad and some are good people. Some are quote-unquote good people, but most are bad. Most are bad. You got the N-words, I call everyone the N-word nowadays, but you got the N-words. The N-words, the ghetto trash, who disgrace brown people's community and ruin it for other brown people. Ruin it for positive brown people who are on the move in our community and rising and doing great things. Then you got the fake phony. Then you got the next group, the fake phony pro blacks, who are usually more successful than the N-words. But they defend, associate, and associate with the N-words and criminals and apologize for them and enable them to act and do what they want instead of laying down the law, instead of quote unquote laying down the law. Then us who are smart enough to move away from it, and we get demonized, we get called names and quote unquote other stuff. So yeah. Then you got number three. The one you should be. This is the Afro-American. It's hard to be this one. The Afro-American who loves everyone. Even the terrible people. The terrible people, and really most of the time don't see color. Then you got my group of people. You got the racist jackasses like me. Who hate and detest phony, fake pro-blacks and N-words. When I say pro-black, I've described most of the Afro-American race. So yeah, quote unquote. But what I'm getting at is, deal with the problems in your community. White people, deal with the white liberals, not white people, white liberals. How about you deal with the mass shootings? The mass white people school shootings, which is a big thing. That is still a big thing several years later. That was a huge thing in the 2000s. That's still bigger several years later. In the late 90s and 2000s. That is still a big thing several years later. How about you deal with that? How about you deal with all the crime in your How about you deal with the sex trafficking? You had the Smallville star. You had the Starvin star. I think her name was Allison Mack. Cho-Lee from Smallville, Chloe from Smallville, turned out who on camera seemed like was a gorgeous woman and seemed like the nicest woman. Well, I looked up to her. It turns out she was part of an illegal underground sex trafficking cult. Sex trafficking cult. Yeah. How about you deal with that? How about you deal with that stuff, man? There's something with Prince Henry or someone, Prince Henry and another sex trafficking cult. I think Prince Henry is what his name is. But there's another guy involved with a sex trafficking cult. How about you deal with those problems, boy? Deal with those problems, white people. Asians, you deal with the mafia and the gangsters in your country who cause all the problems in your country, boy. Country in your ploy. Mexicans, you deal with the criminals, thugs, and mafias that cause criminal crimes in your country, and so on for all of the other quote unquote foreigners, and quit attacking us conservatives, and anti-blacks like us, who anti-blacks like us who just because a guy is brown doesn't mean we're gonna stand up for him. Doesn't mean because we have the same skin color doesn't mean we're gonna stand up for him, man. I have nothing to do. I don't support, defend or respect criminals criminals. You play stupid games, you get stupid prizes. It's as simple as that. And that goes for every race, right there. You play stupid games, you get stupid prizes. Karma comes from everyone, and it doesn't know skin color. So yeah, focus on your own problems. Now I get it. Yeah, some of you do feel somewhat sympathetic, but you can be sympathetic. You can be sympathetic towards their problems, but not to the point where you let the Afro-Americans just walk all over you and let them do what they want. And that's the problem. And that's the issue I have with you guys. I was like that with when Donald Trump and Hillary were running for office. I hated both, by the way. I wasn't even going to vote, by the way, because until my dad brought up the whole someone sacrificed for you to have the right to vote. So then I voted. At the time, I didn't like either candidate, but I saw Donald Trump as a bigger evil. To this day, I will forever thank you, Trump supporters, for being smart when I wasn't. I was focusing on this lame, illegal immigrant, Mexican immigrant thing, which you don't even hear about that much anymore. We don't even hear about that much anymore. But how that was a big thing, and now we don't hear about it. I was so focused on that illegal Mexican immigrant thing when that had nothing to do with me. That did not concern me. Instead of being focused on the real crime, the real battle, and that was Bill Cosby versus his 70 accusers, the rape and sex allegations, Bill Cosby rape allegations, false rape allegations. That was the real war. Just think of how out of control feminazis and Me Too movers would have been, and the whole Me Too movement, all that would have been if Hillary, a woman, would have gotten into office. So thank you, Trump supporters. Thank you, Trump supporters, for being smart when I wasn't, and now I support Donald Trump. He is the guy I want. People like him are the people I want running America, not gunslinger Joe Biden. So yeah, focus on your own problems. And as always, this time it's going to be different. The closing part will be different, because when it comes to, like I said, when it comes to you white foreign people, you've earned a warrior's respect from me. But if necessary, if you have a problem, come and do something about it. And if necessary, I'm going to hate it, but if necessary, I will correct what your parents and your forefathers didn't do, and I will kick your ass. I am the one you call when you need your ass kicked. Call Douglas Blair Roberts, the Super Vader 400, the brown skin human, the equalizer, and I will rearrange your jaw, beat your ass, and stretch you like no other. Like I said, I'm neutral and pro towards you guys. I like some of you guys, some of my style of dress, personality, mannerisms, and aspects of your culture, and I follow aspects of your culture, religion, and other stuff, and appreciate all the other things you've done for the world. But if necessary, I will come down on you if I have to. So with that being said, you want to hear the rest of the music? Turn the video off right now.
Like a million faces, I recognize them all. One by one they all become a number and will fall. In the face of reason, Take